the hot topics shaping our city and nation. We want to hear from you.
The president is aware that we have a security problem here.
I don't know which area you stay in Lagos. There is no light again. No. These investors, are they not hearing that there is no light in Nigeria?
Whether somebody loots or somebody will not loot, a lot of things will happen.
Why is Tinubu doing this to us?
Join Kofi Bartels for engaging debates, expert insights, and your voice at the heart of every discussion. Don't just listen, participate. Tune in and be part of the conversation. Only on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Lagos, welcome back. Still the Morning Crossfire right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. A very good morning to you for just joining us from wherever it is you're listening. And of course, we cannot wait to get the conversation running. Thanks to Sheriff and Jimmy Disu. Interesting analysis there coming your way. We're talking World Hunger Day right here on the Morning Crossfire. And we have a representative of the Lagos Food Bank Initiative to speak about what the initiative has been doing, and also to speak about world hunger. Hunger is a real issue. It's a pressing issue, and I've lost count of how many times listeners have called in to say, Kofi, we are hungry. There's people who have a phone, have a job, have some money to load airtime and data, and are well informed enough to listen to Nigeria Info. This is the kind of station listen to tell you that they are hungry. Vanessa Emeadi is here.
Yes, hi Kofi.
Vanessa is communication officer and grant writer at Lagos Food Bank Initiative, and at some point she was an intern here at Nigeria Info, so everybody is going, Vanessa, hey Vanessa, hugging her and all that. It's like a homecoming for you, right?
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it was so exciting coming here.
Yes, and of course, at least we can say we contributed a little bit, to where you are today, right? Small.
You did,
Small,
you did.
right?
Sheriff even taught me something about what you're doing right now.
Yeah, and so we
Show
take
me
some
the
credit.
buttons.
We take some credit.
Definitely.
We'll send you the account number. All right. The Lagos Food Bank Initiative is a non-profit, nutrition-focused initiative committed to fighting hunger, reducing food waste, solving the problem of malnutrition through targeted programs that seek to improve nutrition and food intake of pregnant women and their infants who are not able to get the required nutrient during pregnancy and breastfeeding of their babies. I used to think the Lagos Food Bank initiative, you reminded me to add the word initiative, was a place where people could go to, hungry in society, if you're hungry, just go and get food to eat. But I'm seeing nutrition and pregnant women and all that. It seems it's not quite what I thought it was. Am I correct to say it's not quite what I thought it was?
No, it isn't, because at first people think the food bank, where you go there and just collect food, but that's not all that Lagos Food Bank Initiative is.
But does Lagos Food Bank Initiative have a physical food bank location, or do they organize like public food kitchens where people can go and eat hungry?
Yes, we have a warehouse. In fact, we have 3 warehouses in Ikeja.
Yeah.
Yes, and these 3 warehouses, that's where we carry out our food banking operations.
Right.
So vulnerable people, and when I say vulnerable people, I mean elderly women. These women represent households from underserved communities. You read about the malnourished babies and the vulnerable mothers. So those ones, we have a sort of partnership with primary healthcare centers where we tell them to refer to us lactating mothers and their malnourished babies, right? So that these
lactating mothers and their malnourished babies.
Yes.
Okay, so these are very, you've identified as one of the most vulnerable
people
in society.
These are, first, they don't have money to take care of themselves. Some of them are teenagers who got pregnant and no resources to help them, and they are being referred to us from the primary healthcare centers. We've worked with about 42 here in Lagos. And
42 primary healthcare centers
in Lagos.
Right.
And every week we get referrals from them.
How because some may not realize how significant the issue is, how deep the problem is. If you say you're focusing on pregnant and lactating mothers, nursing mothers. So how important is it, and how bad is it?
So the thing is, when these women are pregnant, these are people, first, they can't afford to feed. So when they are pregnant, they are already malnourished. So for the fact that they are malnourished, their children, the babies in their womb, are malnourished as well because of the lack of nutrition. So when they give birth to these babies, sometimes they give birth to premature babies, and these babies, the mothers don't have money. Now these babies need all the help that they can get, right? They're suffering severe acute malnutrition, that's SAM. So what we do when they come to the food bank, we not only give them the nutrition that their babies need, we also provide food boxes for the mothers themselves so that they can be healthy and they can give their baby food. So now the truth is, I would say in 2022, right, UNICEF put out a report that 2,400 children die daily in Nigeria because of malnutrition.
2,400?
Under 5, yes. Children under 5
Mm.
die every day because of malnutrition. And recently they said 1 in 3 children, that's in 2024, 1 in 3 children suffer from severe child food poverty. That's because of the fact that there is no food for these people. So the risk of malnutrition is so high for these children. So now the food bank provides the food that the children will eat, also provide food that the mothers themselves would eat so that they have enough nourishment to give to their babies. And not only
Both
that,
pregnant and lactating.
both pregnant and lactating. And not only that, we also we educate them. We want them to know, this is how you take care of your babies. This is what you should eat. This is how to prepare it. We understand that some of them don't have, let me not say some of them, they don't have money. So we look for local alternatives that they can work with to help themselves and their babies. And that way it provides a sustainable long-term impact for good health for themselves and their babies.
So how many children do you say UNICEF say die every year? Is it every year, every day?
Every day.
Through child poverty is in Nigeria?
Yeah, malnutrition in Nigeria, under 5. So that's
child poverty.
2,400 children die daily under 5 in Nigeria due to malnutrition.
Okay, so the malnutrition can lead to some diseases, and when we before we gave birth to my daughter, and with my friends and family members, and it's always struck me when I see a pregnant woman and realize the importance. I mean, from the point in my life age, I realized the importance of nutrition in the pregnancy journey. It's always struck me, how do people who can't afford to feed, how do the pregnant women in those families make it through 9 months? What is the impact on the child?
So now there's another data on that, right? Do you know that Nigeria bears the second highest burden of stunted growth in children?
And this is because of
malnutrition.
Interesting.
This affects their cognitive development, physical development. So you see a child who is supposed to be looking big and healthy, but the child is so skinny, their skin flaky, their hair brown. It's a terrible. It's a terrible thing.
And the impact on the growth of the child, the future of the country, the future of the child.
Because this is Nigeria's children, the leaders of tomorrow. Yeah.
So we're looking at even ability to study well in school. Ability to be a whole human being who can rely on their full physical potential,
future workforce,
mental, psychological, emotional, all these things. Nutrition plays a huge role, and if they can't get the adequate nutrition, it will affect the future of the child and the future of the country.
It will. So now, okay,
yes, and what you're saying, it goes beyond the government or society. And I know we always say government, and Food Bank Initiative is not here to talk about government. You guys are doing something about the situation.
It's not a government initiative, no.
Yeah, but it just makes one wonder when we hear. I was pleasantly surprised to read speeches from the politicians on Children's Day.
Okay.
What the politicians had to write and speech that they wrote on social media about Children's Day. And I asked myself, are you working every day for these children? Are you waking up worried about the Nigerian child? Do you go to bed worried about those 2,400 children who are dying every day? Have you looked for them to say, wait, hold on a minute, something is happening? All right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
What can
40,
you do?
with 42 people were killed in Benue State on Saturday, Sunday, and they included children. And you have not said a word about it, but you have the effrontery to come out on Children's Day and give a statement. I don't know, man. So I think the work of your likes of Lagos Food Bank Initiative is very important. I want to throw the lines open right now. Please call, and it's about what you can do, not just about what the government should do with your resources.
Definitely.
020127709993, 020127709993. You've heard from the lady. Children are dying every day because of complications arising from malnutrition.
Preventable condition.
And I think I remember one governor who was giving them pregnant women, he said, how much was it? 500 naira.
Yes.
And people came out condemning. But you know what I said? I said, he's doing something. Yes. At least he's doing something. It's not enough. But there's a thought there, because we need to see something being done. And they say half a loaf of bread is better than.
I don't want to speak on that.
Yeah, no. Feel free. Everybody is right to condemn Ifeanyi Ikpeazu for what he did and all that. No problem. But some are not even thinking in that direction. You understand what I'm saying? They're not even, and I'm not saying he's right or wrong, but that's my view. Okay, and anybody who says he's doing wrong is not wrong. But we're talking about hunger. Okay. On today, World Hunger Day, are you experiencing any hunger where you are? You're listening to us. Are you experiencing hunger anywhere where you are? Any hunger at all? Today being World Hunger Day. The National Bureau of Statistics has said that 62.4% of Nigerian households are experiencing food insecurity. Food insecurity, which means that anything can happen. They're not sure where the next meal is going to come from. All right? They're unable to access sufficient nutritious or preferred foods. Some people have stopped eating meat. Tomorrow is the second anniversary of subsidy is gone. Some people have stopped eating meat since subsidy is gone and the effects on the economy. We are told by our Jews Okalu that it's because people want easy money, and now we have the real economy and people need to bear it. So, well, I don't know. We can believe them. We can. I don't know. But that's just the situation. The fact of the ground, whether you agree with what the president has done or not, is that 62.4% of Nigerian households are experiencing food insecurity. They're unable to access sufficient nutritious or preferred foods due to financial constraints. And then, given the status of Lagos as Nigeria's most populous state and its economic challenges, it's reasonable to infer that a significant portion of Lagosians are affected by this statistic, food insecurity.
Do you know that in 2022, Kade Harmonize, they came up with a report.
Who is that?
Kade Harmonize. So they are like a food and agricultural, they give reports and data on food agricultural security.
Yeah.
Yes. So they came up with a report about the fact that Lagos State has the most food insecure people. They did a survey among 21 states. They did a survey among 21 states in the country, and they found out that Lagos State has the most food insecure people.
See, so that's what we're talking about. Today's World Hunger Day, a day that reminds us that for millions of people around the world, including right here in Nigeria, hunger is a daily reality. But beyond that statistic, there are people working, tirelessly to change this narrative, and one of such is what we have here, the Lagos Food Bank Initiative, actively working to mitigate the crisis by providing food assistance and implementing sustainable programs, like our guest has said, to improve food security in the state. So please call. Are you listening to me today, experiencing any hunger? People around you in Lagos here experiencing any hunger? Is it tied in any way to the economic situation, to the fact that people like Oju Zokalo is saying want easy money or not? 020127709993, 020146579190, And the president is in town, so maybe today will not be a bad day to get him to know what you're going through. It's no shame in saying I'm hungry. There's no shame in saying my family, we are experiencing hunger, we can't afford to feed. All right, there's no shame in that. We know you're all trying, you're all doing your best. Once again, the number 0201 277 0993, 0201 277 0993, and our female listeners can call that number or call 0201 465 7190, 0201 465 7190. Come back to Vanessa in a bit. We have a next set of listeners. I suspect somebody whose name begins with O will call today. 99.3, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Kofi.
Welcome. Who do we have on the line?
Damilare.
Okay, Damilare. Go on, please.
Yeah. So, I just breathed into your conversation, and I think there's a lot that we need to do. Everybody needs to be held accountable. The politicians have not done us well. Then I wanted to speak to the fact that those speeches were not written by the politicians. So, were written by Nigerians. Young Nigerians wrote those speeches for them, knowing fully well that for once, let them just speak the truth to these people, that because they were close to them. You help people to write such a speech that you know that it is in contrast. Because when we begin to still point accusing fingers at those politicians, they don't write anything. They write all those things for them. They practice it. They read it to us because it is not written by them. So we all have a blame in all of this. Then about the lady that spoke about the data, I want to disagree with that data that Lagos is the most food insecure. If you know how much food that comes into Lagos every day, go to Mile 12. That data, I want to disagree with it. I want to disagree with it.
I think she wants to ask you or say something to you.
Okay.
Yeah, talk to them, Larry. He disagrees with your data.
Okay, so why do you disagree with my data?
That data, because I don't see the parameter that will make you think Lagos is the most food insecure state in Nigeria. Go to Mile 12. Every day, most food comes into Lagos. Where does it go to? People consume it. Billions of naira.
Okay.
Billions of naira.
What you
And when you go out there, go out there, even night time.
Talk to him. Yes, time is running out.
Okay, so what you're missing is the fact that we are when it comes to Lagos, there are lots of people in Lagos compared to other states. Do you understand?
Yes.
So now
yes.
As Lagos is an urban state, the food access coming from wherever it is located to Lagos State, we have poor food systems, if you're not aware. So imagine food being transported from wherever it was produced to Lagos. By the time those food items arrive Lagos, it's already, some of them have gone bad, right? And then it's distributed, but not even equally. So now the people who are vulnerable can barely afford to feed. You see the point. So that's where their data came from, because of the fact that Lagos is populous, right? And there are limited food supply for the people in Lagos.
All right, Damilare, stay with me. We have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you very much, Kofi. Good morning to your guests also.
Yes,
my name is Power from Ikorodu. Let me just quickly ask a question, and I will react to something that the last caller said.
Yes.
The question I want to ask is, the food bank you're talking about,
I understand what you're saying.
How long does it last?
Now, look.
You're talking about the mother, the child. How long does the food last? I'm asking because I've experienced food bank in so many places in Lagos, and what they bring as food bank is an eyesore, a far cry from reality. Now, let me go away from that. Back to what the other caller asked or said, that he doesn't agree with the parameter or doesn't agree with the statistics. The truth about the matter is that a lot of people do not have money to buy the food. A lot of people do not have money to buy food. Just like you said, most people go to bed with hungry tummy, and that is very, very sad.
Okay. Thank you very much. We'll go for a commercial. When we come back, we'll continue with the conversation right here. Please stay with us.
Malaria, go away. Charlatan, not you away. 3 days is all it takes for us to get back to play. I got a pretty effective way, Charlatan, to deal with malaria. Charlatan, available in my area.
Charlatan Quality Anti-Malaria contains Artemisa and lumefantrine, available in cherry-flavored dispersible tablets with very convenient dosing for kids. Charlatan is also available in tablets for adults. Knock out malaria in 3 days with Charlatan from Shalina Healthcare. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Charlatan is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
Start your children's day with a great taste of Ovaltine, enriched with multi-nourishment, calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
Ever since Grandpa Swag retired, he's gotten quite active. You might find him making jollof rice for the family, or doing 50 push-ups a day, or busting some moves on TikTok, or going shopping with his favorite grandson. He's also experimenting new things like pairing Ankara trousers with a white shirt and a cool pair of sunglasses.
We believe that the fun begins at retirement. That's why Hares Life has designed the Hares Annuity Plan, a pension plan that pays you a monthly income for as long as you live. This way, you can enjoy retirement and experience life all over again. For this and other plans, visit www.hairsinsurancegroup.com. That is HEIRS, or call 0700 434 7754 to get started.
Good tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Smart Balance Rice Bran Oil is rich in gamma oryzanol. Several studies suggest that gamma oryzanol may contribute to the reduction of bad cholesterol. Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Good food, no worries.
This Eid, now we go enjoy.
Now people will waka enter Grand Square, of course.
From June 2nd, go reach 7, Grand Square, they run better discounts. We go sweet your belly. Now the Grand Eid Bonanza, discounts full ground like Suya for Ilea.
Special discounts on top brands for foodstuff, electronics, household, and many more. Better enjoyment they involved though.
Now celebration season with sweet savings and up to 60% off on select items.
So make you carry the whole squad. Go Grand Square for Abuja, Ikeja, VI, and Kano.
Grand Square Eid Bonanza. Ilea just got better.
Discounts everywhere. Come shop with no wahala.
From June 2nd to the 7th, you know where to be.
It's Grand Square. Come and shop with glee.
Charlatan Quality Anti-Malaria contains Artemisa and lumefantrine, available in cherry-flavored dispersible tablets with very convenient dosing for kids. Charlatan is also available in tablets for adults. Knock out malaria in 3 days with Charlatan from Shalina Healthcare. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Charlatan is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
This taste na banger, this taste na creamy rich, this taste na new Nescafe, original 3-in-1. Thickness, enjoyment, yumminess, happiness, delightfulness, deliciousness, smoothness. This taste na new Nescafe, original 3-in-1.
Enjoy more creamy richness with the new Nescafe original 3-in-1 in the new pack. That's strong, finish strong.
Oh, what did it happen now? No bonus for all my line.
No panic, as MTN don't carry better gist come. Every 6 minutes you talk, MTN go dash you 3 extra minutes. Fiam to enter MTN better gist. Dial *123 *2 *1 hash or text BG to 312. T and C's apply.
Ida of trading himself. James, hello.
Susan, I beg. Say you the wine me.
For where? You who no longer depend solely on your salary.
So you people trade and don't carry us along in this office, Abby? Jerry, now you they talk like this. Who doesn't want an extra stream of income? But I'm still looking for better trading conditions, I beg. Fast execution of my trades and possibly an account where swap no go carry all my profits where I don't know.
Guy, HFM.com.
For me, I wouldn't mind better spreads at all, and it won't be a bad idea to be able to make withdrawals in a flash.
All we want is transparency transparency and great customer service.
Guys, I said HFM.com.
Which one is HFM.com again?
Switch to HFM today to enjoy ultra-fast execution, 1 to 2,000 leverage, tight spreads, swap-free, and more.
Guy, show us the way now.
Wait, are you sure deposits and withdrawals are sharp?
I said
HFM.com.
Visit www.hfm.com. HFM, online trading at its finest.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk. This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, welcome back. It's still the Morning Crossfire, 99.3 Nigeria Info. I don't know if it's a coincidence that on the eve of the anniversary of the swearing in of the Bola Tinubu administration and the second anniversary of Subsidy is Gone, that famous line from the president's inaugural speech, or inauguration speech, we'll call it that. Subsidy is gone. The world marks World Hunger Day. Why am I saying it's a coincidence? Because a lot of Nigerians have had to have been plunged into what is called food insecurity in the last 2 years, basically owing to the economic situation occasioned by the reform policies of the Bola Tinubu administration. Now, we can talk about whether those reforms are necessary or whether they were not necessary, whether they are working, whether they are not. That is up for debate. But what is a fact, and it's backed by data, is that more Nigerians are hungry today than where they were 2 years ago. It's a fact. More Nigerians are hungry today than 2 years ago, before the president came in to office. And some are saying, yeah, okay, the reforms are necessary, the pains that Nigerians need to go through, to be able to improve the economy. I mean, I want to take the words of a former governor of Abia State and current Senator Orji Uzokalo, who said, and I quote, that where is this again? The reforms by the president are sort of necessary evil for the citizens to go through. I'm looking for his words now. Give me a second, please. Where is this again? Yeah, It says that the reforms are necessary. This is what it says. The current hardship is the cost of necessary reforms. So the hunger, increased hunger that Nigerians are going to, it's a price you have to pay for reforms that are necessary. So that's one way of looking at it. And the senator has spoken. Now, he says people are struggling. And that struggle, I think, also includes hunger. But it's largely because they can no longer make what he calls easy money. So the reason you are hungry today, if you're part of those on the hunger spectrum, we'll call it that, is because you can no longer make easy money. And Nigeria is in transition, according to Orji Uzokalo, senator, distinguished at that, from a rent-seeking economy to one built on real productivity. All right. So, but on the other hand, the People's Democratic Party thinks that President Tinubu's reforms are anti-people. I'm sure they're also looking at this thing called hunger. Like we said, the National Bureau of Statistics says that 62.4% of Nigerian households, all right, households are experiencing food insecurity. So an entire household, mama, papa, pikin, will be hungry. They don't know where the next meal will come from. That's insecurity. Like when you talk about job insecurities, if you lose this job, you don't know where the next one is going to come from. So that's it. They don't know where their next meal will come from. They don't have enough or sufficient nutritious or preferred foods. I've had people call this program in months now saying that they can't eat meat again. They can't even afford to buy eggs. Some can't afford to buy bread. Some can't afford to buy rice, which is a staple meal in the country. And talking about, food insecurity, Lagos State, as a state that has the most population amount of people in the country, it may be reasonable to infer, and I guess has also alluded to that fact that you have a significant proportion of that 62.4% of Nigerians, which could be more Nigerian households in Lagos State. This is a statistic from the end of 2024. So Today is World Hunger Day, and it reminds us that for millions of people around the world, including here in Nigeria, hunger is a daily reality. And you can call and you can tell us if this is your reality, hunger. Do you think that hunger is still a major issue in Lagos, or have we become too used to seeing it? And what does ending hunger look like in your community? What does ending hunger look like in your community? Whose job is it to fight hunger? Is it for the government? Is it for individuals? Is it for religious institutions? Is it for non-government organizations like the Lagos Food Bank Initiative? And when was the last time you heard of someone going to bed hungry, saying, hungry day? You know, it's now become a street slang, hungry day. That I never, how many years have I spent this guy? I never heard of that slang on the street. It's now become actually a street slang. Someone meets you, hungry day.
Terrible.
Hungry day. You speak Yoruba?
A little.
How did they say that in Yoruba?
I said a little. I don't really know.
Is it a bing power?
A bing power.
It's become a street slang. An average Nigerian is filled with pride.
A bing power. Hunger is killing us.
Okay. The average Nigerian is proud. For a full-grown man or woman
to say that,
to meet you and say bing power, it takes a lot. They must have been beaten up by the reality of their situation to come to you and say, I'm hungry.
Wait, but do you realize that we...
But just one thought. So I want you listening this morning to call in and have your say. Numbers to call 0201-277-0993, 0201-277-0993, and of course you can call 0201-465-7190. How do we even fight hunger in this country? 0201-277-0993, and the female listeners can call 0201-465-7190. Vanessa Emeadi is a communication officer and grant writer at the Lagos Food Bank Initiative. She joins us here in the studio. She's been a member of the Nigerian Food family some years ago. A younger Vanessa was here with us, and now she's out there making us proud. Vanessa, I'll come to you in a second. Let's get the listeners plugged in. 99.3, good morning. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Who do we have, please?
Yeah, my name is...
You're calling the female line, sir. Sorry about that. Please call back on the regular line. Hello, good morning. Okay, guess that's I sacked myself moment. 99.3, good morning.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. Boys in Afro Media, your contribution, please.
Good morning, Mr. Kofi Bartels.
Yeah, we're trying to kill time.
And good morning to your guests. Mr. Kofi, honestly, I wonder why you are asking if Nigerians are hungry. You too. You are the one asking this question, Kofi. You know now. You know that we are hungry. Go to the streets. Look, just go and see how a lot of people you never can think of before. You now see them openly going to the dustbins, looking for what to pick and to go and sell. This thing is happening, and you're right. Even as I'm talking to you right now, it's not just that I'm saying it. Just if you go, you see people doing that. People you never can think before. They are the people now picking from dustbins so that their children can eat. You see, you look at their faces. You don't even.
Are you sure you're not exaggerating the situation?
I am, Mr. Kofi. I am not exaggerating. Let other people call. Maybe what I'm saying is just in Afro Media. Let other people from other parts of the state call.
Do you know people personally, friends of yours or families you know?
I know
who are hungry.
Mr. Kofi, I don't want to wait to see those who are hungry. Even in my own little capacity, honestly, even as I'm equally hungry, when I look at people, I don't even need to ask. I do my own little contribution.
Now, I'm not talking about what you're doing. I'm just asking if you know. But personally, have you had to scale back on maybe some of the things you eat, like meat, eggs, bread, milk, and all that?
I beg, don't just go there, because most of the things we eat those days, we can't afford them now. I can't afford them. I cannot. I am not exaggerating. I'm saying the truth. And most Nigerians, they know this. They can attest to it.
Okay, Vanessa.
Yes, so I agree with him, because food wastage is real. So
wastage
is real. So when he says that people go to the dump to pick up food, It's real. So now the Lagos Food Bank, what we do now is that we go to these farmers, we go to corporations, and we say, this food that you want to throw away, don't throw it. It's still good, but because it's not aesthetically pleasing, it's what they call ugly foods. People will not buy them because it's looking bad. For example, you go to the market, you are seeing healthy looking tomatoes, and then there's a bunch of tomatoes that they put in a basin, looking burnt, looking anyhow.
There's a name for that.
Yeah, they call it ugly food. Yes. So those ones looking healthy are more expensive, and then the ones looking ugly, looking as if they've been scratched and grinded, those ones are piled together and then are now sold at a cheaper rate. So that's the thing.
All
Food wasted. People throw those things away, but then we now gather those things and we said, instead of throwing it away, let's give it to the people who are vulnerable.
All right,
Please
interesting.
go ahead. Yeah.
99.3, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Kofi.
Yes, welcome.
My name is Larry, calling from Wire.
Okay, Larry, welcome.
The last caller said is true. Even right now, as I'm talking to you, there are people moving around our street here. They are searching through the dustbin, packing things just to go and sell.
Where?
To eat.
Where?
People are very hungry.
Where is that?
Yeah, in Yaba.
Where in Yaba? Where in Yaba?
Iwaya. Iwaya Road in Yaba.
Okay.
That's just the reality of things here in Nigeria. People are hungry. People are very hungry, sir.
Okay. What would you say to the question if I had to ask you if this has always been the case that for years, decades, I mean even 20, 30, 50 years ago, there were people who were still doing that. Would you agree to that? If someone were to say that, would you agree to that?
No. This kind of thing was not happening. It started when Tim became the president, as far as I know.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. 99.3, good morning. Who do we have, please? Please turn off your radio set. 99.3, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name, location, and contribution.
My name is Hector. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Hector?
Yeah.
Okay.
Concerning the first caller said hungry. Mr. Kofi, come to Ikorodu Odongiyan precisely. Come to the refuse dome and see what is going on there. Mother, children, father picking dirty things to sell. A container of this mineral soft drink, 150. How many will you buy? How many will they pick before they can generate up to 2,000 before they will eat? There is hungry in the land.
Okay, so they are picking them like pet bottles and other scrap items to sell. Okay.
In the dumping side, and a bag of it to scale it is 150, 200 in rice bag. If you sack it and food that rice bag, it's 150, 200. Mr. Kofi calculated how much would they pick? Would they see to pick before they will generate what they will eat in the family?
All right.
There is hungry outside.
Thank you for your time. Have Madam Oboli calling from Ikorodu on the line. 99.3, good morning. Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Kofi.
Welcome. You're the person I was talking about.
This is Oboli calling from Ikorodu.
All right. Please go.
Mr. Kofi, before you can speak the language being power, that should tell you it's a slang on the street. The Hausa man, the Yoruba man, the Igbo man, everybody is speaking that particular language. Amidst the NBAD governance, have you forgotten that it was this big power stack? Some children go to school, they don't eat, Mr. Kofi. Somebody just called you that you should come to Ikorodu. She's not mincing words. It's not only in Ikorodu. How many children eat 1-1-1 when it's supposed to be a balanced meal? Rather, you will see children sleeping in the classrooms because they did not eat. Leave the adults. I'm talking about the children now. Even if I'm going to talk about the adults, the children. How was children celebrated? For the children in their various domain. How? Is this how it used to be? We're talking about food. Where is the food? Can people go to their farms to plant now? Where exactly is the food? What you're just trying to do this morning is to reiterate it. Let people realize that it's true what you're saying, that there is food shortage in the land. Where is the food?
So would you want that the president of the National Assembly should channel part of the $21.5 billion loan they're going for to tackling hunger because they want to build useful infrastructure, critical projects, healthcare, education, and water supply, which is something
in school, we're taught scale of preference. Before you start building infrastructures for people to use, what is the first thing you should do? Make them stay alive. And that is where food comes in, Mr. Kofi. Our children are lacking nutrients. Do you know how many things you scrap off their diet? And then you want them to be focused. Google it, or even check it. Even you have said it on research, including Joyce, that a brain that is not properly nourished will be a loafer at the end of the day. What do you want them to assimilate? What do you want them to inculcate? What do you want them to comprehend while they are in school?
All right.
Nutrients, zero. Balanced diet, zero.
Thank you very
zero.
much. Thank you.
Crazy, man.
Thank you. We have another caller on the line. 99.3. Good morning. Hello.
Yeah, good morning. This is Mr. Uche from Alabama.
Okay, Mr. Uche, you called earlier. I believe you called in the morning, and you know our policy.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, yeah? Please send a message,
thank
okay?
you.
I'll take one more call. 99.3, good morning. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, quickly, please turn off your radio
I'm
set.
speaking from Owe.
Your name?
Chris.
Chris.
Please, this topic is very important for Nigerians. Me that I'm sitting here, I'm 80 years old. For me to even buy the drugs I will use, I can't afford it. Number one, because there is no food to supplement it. Not enough food. I used to eat 3 square meals before. It is now very, very difficult for me to even get 1 square meal. Some people are right here. They pick from the dustbin where Mala are selling tomatoes and pepper. I was weeping that day when I saw that woman with 3-4 children. How do we go about this? Simply because the governors, the government, federal and executive, they are not doing what they are supposed to do. When we were young, in each provinces that Awolowo created in the West, they have farm settlements where they sell pepper, all vegetables, cows, and all what you can think that can make people eat and comfortable. Now, no government is facing all those things. Everyone wants.
All right. Thank you very much.
Preliminary stage of making people to feel comfortable.
Thank you. All right, Vanessa, you were angling to...
Yes.
Yeah,
so it reminds me of the story, what the woman was saying regarding children not having food to eat and not being able to study. It reminds me of little Ibrahim in a local school. What happened to Ibrahim? Whenever Ibrahim was going to school, there was no food to eat. Ibrahim would go to class, he would fall asleep. Ibrahim was not understanding anything until when EduFood, that's our education intervention food program for school children. We went to the school, we adopted the local school, and we started feeding school children in that school every week. And then Ibrahim told us later on that he now pays attention in class.
Yeah.
His nutrition has improved. He's happy. He's getting balanced diet.
The situation is wide and vast and really, really huge. A caller did ask a question about the quality of food that some of the NGOs like your organization gave, I think, before we went on the break.
Okay.
Yeah, so you want to respond to that?
Definitely. So for the NOMI plan, so that's for the nutrition intervention for vulnerable mothers.
Yeah, what is the insight then?
We have lots of food items and non-food items. So from rice to gari to spaghetti to geisha mackerel, because we know that these people cannot afford to buy these things that are nutritious. So we pack everything into boxes for them. We also give them hygienic products, like sometimes for women, because they're sanitary pads, toothbrushes, we put these things in a box and we give them. And these boxes last families of 5 for 2 to 3 weeks. And now for these vulnerable mothers I was talking to you about and their malnourished babies, we have bi-weekly nutrition intervention and health intervention for them. So for every 2 weeks, they come back to the food bank, to the Lagos Food Bank Initiative, where we teach them again. We do a checkup on their baby's health. We check their weight and all of that. And after that is done, they get food for their babies and get food for themselves. And they come back after 2 weeks again and they receive another.
I'm sure you notice I'm really trying to also look at a bigger picture of society and what people are going through. And I mean, the work that Lagos Food Bank Initiative is doing and has done for the last 9 years, right, is not in doubt. It's not in doubt. And I think the advocacy needs to continue, especially in highlighting the state of the situation.
Food insecurity.
Yes, and I mean, it's perfect also to go beyond just highlighting it. but also doing something about it, which is very important.
And we've had the help of compassionate individuals.
Yeah, how do you get funding? I mean, to go to the schools and the hospitals, the healthcare, you have
Please, we have a database of 30,000 amazing volunteers who have been so helpful, donating their time, resources, and all of that. We've also partnered with over 600 corporate organizations who have partnered with us to help solve the problem of hunger, because nobody should go to bed hungry, right? So these compassionate corporations, through CSR, through corporate volunteering, through adopting a family or sponsoring a community, they partner with us and they make these things happen. They help the needy. They provide. They solve hunger.
All right. So you have private individuals and companies supporting. All right.
Us.
There's a message.
So much.
There's a message here from there's an anonymous listener in command, Ajasa. I think is what you're saying. Good morning, Kofi. I have a family of 6. Work is not coming as it used to. No one wants to give a contract like before. My car I use for e-hailing is faulty. My family now feeds 1,509 in the morning and night only. It's just the grace of God I managed to pay for one person's school fees. I have to beg for grace. The suffering is just too much. The Gary in the afternoon at times, but not all, or they eat Gary in the afternoon at times, but not all the time. Okay, I'm so sorry. My brother from Ajasa, rather. It's a sad situation, man. And I thought so with you. And then one says, those tomatoes are rotten tomatoes they put in a bucket. There is nothing like ugly tomatoes. I stand to be corrected. Alaba from our papa. Let's not dig into it because of time. Andrew Michael from Lekki says the hunger in Nigeria is at its zenith. In Lekki here, there's a church that cooks during their Saturday services. Kofi, more than 200 youth, children, and elderly stand and wait to hopefully get a plate of rice. The mosque in Lekki too has been really helpful. I feel so ashamed of the so-called leaders. All right. So, I mean, if you have people like this who are hungry, you have a choice between building an airport, building a seaport. Well, seaports are important, but some states have airports that are not really necessary anyway, because how many people use these airports? Mm-hmm. And look at the cost-benefit analysis is negative,
Plus the insecurity
in
those places.
Yeah. So you have a choice between building a new government house, building a new ecumenical center, a new worship center, a new government facility, and all that. Building a flyover in a place where you don't necessarily need a flyover. We're taking loans for infrastructure, but people are hungry, and that should be the first port of call. It is even biblical. Go and look at what Joseph did in Egypt. All right, and you have a choice between doing all these things, between buying new cars. I mean, what if the National Assembly members and someone from my friend from Labour Party was here yesterday? We talked about Labour Party members and opposition members of the National Assembly who have accepted new cars. What if they had said, okay, we don't want the cars? And I know I think House of Reps did something. They said they're donating something. But what if they said we don't want these vehicles, we don't want these things? Let's go and then give it to people who can't afford to leave because of the government policy, so they can start something. These are things.
Let's
but this is what
let's strengthen our food system.
Okay,
let's do that.
Okay, so let's strengthen our food system. How do you do that?
So first, you empower the smallholder farmers. 70% of the people who are in agriculture in the country are smallholder farmers. They are the backbone.
70%.
70%. They are the backbone of agriculture. The food we eat. And these people, they don't have resources. They don't have tools. The theme for this year's World Hunger Day is soil resilience. And that's because of the fact that climate change is affecting goods. People complained last year about the lack of tomatoes, lack of vegetables. People had to start coming up with different ways. Cucumber stew, watermelon stew. That happened last year. Why? Because of delayed rainfall. So all of these things come into place if we're able to build a resilient food system that can adapt regardless of climate, regardless of... Let's teach them how to use their local resources. And regardless of what's happening in climate, in the economy, they will be able to thrive.
All right.
So we need to empower them.
All right, interesting. It's been a pleasure having you on the program this morning. And, of course, to mark World Food Day, I didn't think about it. But it was good you reached out to us because it's very important. Look at the calls that are coming through. A lot. We can't take everyone. Vanessa, Emeadi, Communication Officer and Grant Writer at the Lagos Food Bank Initiative. It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you so much, Kofi, for having me.
And we'll send you that account number.
Oh, my God.
How do we make our cooking come alive, oh? For that tasty meal where you like, oh. I mean, you won't cook food to impress, oh.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's